Hello everyone. The subject now which I'm going to discuss is entrepreneurship development and the topic is small scale industries. I am Dr.V.Srividhya working as assistant professor. The subtopic under small scale industries which I'm going to discuss now is problems faced by small scale industries. We'll see what are the problems faced by small scale industries. There are many problems faced by the small scale industries. It is not just one or two, but all these problems, it is not necessary that it can't be solved or something. Proper measures, if it is undertaken, definitely all these problems can be solved. So, what are the problems faced by small scale industries? Till now, we were discussing about what are the in the last video, we discussed what are the contribution of small scale industries for the development of our Indian economy. So, any concept of anything, whatever we discuss or when we look into it, each has its own advantages and disadvantages. We can't tell like that particular aspect has only advantages and the one particular aspect has only disadvantages. Each and every aspect has its own advantages and disadvantages, and small scale industries also is like that only. It is not an exception that it has only advantages. No, there are problems also, problems faced by the small scale industries. Disadvantages in the sense, what are the problems faced by why the small scale industries still it has not reached its hike is like why it has not been developed fully is these are the reasons why it can't be developed to the fullest extent. What are the problems? We'll just discuss. Problem of skilled manpower. See, for in the first chapter of entrepreneurship, we have discussed what are the resources required for the small scale industries. Totally more of four factors of production are there. That's land, labor, capital, and organization. If one of the factor also is not proper or is not functioning properly, or you're not able to get that particular factor of production, it you can't achieve, you can't do anything. So all this put together, that's the reason this entrepreneurs undertake, I mean take up all these factors of production into consideration and then start up the business. So one of the factor, if it is not available or it is unavailable, then definitely it will leads to the failure. So problem of skilled manpower is one of the main drawback of small scale industries. See, small scale industries does not depend entirely on machinery or not rather machinery automation. It's not like they're going to entirely automate or everything is done by the machines automatically, because if such is the case, then it will not be termed as small scale industries. Why it is termed as small scale industries? Because the capital investment is less, and when you want everything to be automated without using your many of the human resources, without human resources, nothing is possible. Actually, at least few human resources is required. But you don't want to utilize all the human resources, and only with few human resources you want to run the business by automating everything. Then it can't be termed as small scale industries only, because your capital investment will be huge. For all this, huge capital investment is very much required. So, since they don't have much capital, only with the less capital they're going to start up the business. Then, when you're going to start up the business with lesser capital, your investment on plant and machinery also will be less, or investment on automation also will be less. Then, whom the company is going to depend? The company is going to depend on manpower. So that manpower is very important. When the manpower, you're not getting the skilled manpower for a particular business, you need only that particular skilled labor. Anyone can't come and do anything. So there is certain speciality or specialization. So as per that, you need that particular person. So getting the skilled manpower is a big problem or a big drawback of the small scale industries. Then inadequate credit assistance. When we discussed about capital, the advantage of capital is lesser capital investment, so it is easy to get, we were discussing. But since it is lesser capital, yes, they can somehow generate the income, the sources of income they can generate. But the real problem is when they want credit. When the credit is required for starting up the business, because everything can't be done on own funds, there'll be some borrowed funds also. So when they go approach the bank people will really hesitate to lend amount to the small scale industries, because they're scared like to they're scared that their this one will become non-performing assets. Non-performing assets, they're not getting generating income out of it. They have a full big doubt whether this company will come up or whether they're going to do well in future and whether they're going to pay back our credit or amount whatever they have taken. Is it possible? That's what the big question mark of this financial institution and even banks also. So getting credit assistance becomes difficult for the small scale industries. Then irregular supply of raw materials. See, as I told you, all the four factors of production is very much required for the concern to manufacture a product. That raw materials, that is carry 70% of the weightage of a particular product. Without raw materials, how will they manufacture, or how will they convert raw materials into finished goods when raw materials itself is not there? So the supply of raw materials is not as regular as we all think, because certain type of raw materials, because of many problems, they may not get a continuous supply. So irregular supply of raw materials also is a main drawback for these small scale industries. Only when the required raw materials is acquired by the small scale industries on time, then definitely the production will be carried on smoothly without any stoppage or whatever it is. So what happens if the raw materials are not supplied properly at the regular interval? Then the production will stop. It becomes to a nil stage for a certain period of time where this will really affect the business. So raw materials is, as it is, carry 70% weightage of the cost and of the product. It is very much required and it should be supplied on time. Then only the small scale industries will be able to develop. Then absence of organized marketing. What happens is people, they start purchasing from the companies, huge companies, products, and they don't give importance for the small scale industries product. So this affects the small scale industries, because marketing, if it is not done in an organized manner. Now the governments are taking initiatives, many initiatives to develop the small scale industries regarding marketing also. They see to that all these products are have been placed in a particular place and it has been sold. Some measures have been taken, marketing regarding marketing visibility. So to some extent, the problems can be solved, but to a great extent, this marketing itself is a big, huge problem for the small scale industries. Since there is no organized marketing anywhere, they have to sell the goods or they have to put the goods with much difficulty. The lack of machinery and equipment, even the machinery and equipment is very much required, and this is possible only when you have huge investment, when you have money to invest on this. Since shortage of because of the shortage of funds, the investment on plant and machinery also will be less. So when the investment on that is less, then obviously even the stock also, machinery stock and equipment stock also will be less, wherein any emergency utilization becomes difficult. Absence of inadequate infrastructure, not only plant and machinery, all the infrastructure, whatever is required for a particular manufacturing concern, it becomes very difficult for them to get. So that in turn leads to the absence of inadequate infrastructure. The infrastructure, if it is poor, then naturally what happens, that will affect the production, that will affect the continuous flow of production, or related to the small scale industries, that has a high impact when the infrastructure is not good. And when you can build up a good infrastructure is only when you have huge investment. So this is, I mean, this also is one of the drawback of small scale industries. And competition, as we all know, like when we think about the product, we think about branded product or a product which you give more money. There people are ready to give more money, not many people are ready to give more money for a particular product, thinking that that product gives them more benefit and it is something like prestigious or social status. I have purchased the product from that particular company, they selected. The same product will be supplied by small scale industries also, but people are not ready to buy. That is, I mean, stiff competition for the small scale industries. Not only that, suppose they come up in with a very beautiful idea, and some with innovative and creativity they start up some product and it is doing well in the market also, some small scale industries. But for how many days, or rather for how many months? Very few months. Within few months, the similar product of that type will be in the market. So that the competition also is one of the biggest problem for the companies. They are finding it difficult to face the competition. Then government policies are also not as good as we think. Like, oh, government is helping small scale industries, yes, of course, but how much, what they're in what way they are helping, all this, if it is question mark, the government policy is not favoring SSI to some extent, yes, and that to particular states and all, they do much, they give much importance for small scale industries, but not in all the places. The government, the small scale industries, they feel that government is not supporting them. So that is government policy. Then other problems. As we, if we go on discussing what are the problems one by one, it creeps out. The problems creeps out. It's not like just what is written in this in bullet points. You might think, okay, these are the problems, and when these all these problems are solved, the SSI can aram say start up the business or continue the business. No, there are many number of other problems which the SSI are facing, which we can't even think about it. So there are all these problems. In addition to this, the laborers strike, layoff, all that also in between. They immediately certain period of time, what happens if any slight problem also is there, this laborers immediately they go for strike. That also is one of the main problems faced by small scale industries, because skilled skilled manpower is very much required. So when the people or skilled manpower come to know that this particular person is depending on me, this particular person is entirely and solely depending on that particular the person for their development and growth. When they come to know about this, immediately they also will act to smart. So there, like this, there are n number of problems for small scale industries. So, any concept of any aspect, anything which you take, as I told you, as its own pros and cons. So, when we sit and analyze all the problems and try to give one solution for each and every particular problem, as soon as the problem arises, what they have to do is they have to see why this problem has arisen and find out like in what way it can be solved. So, all this has to be checked out before thinking that yes, it can't be solved and just keeping quiet. All the problems, or for all the problems, there'll be certain solutions. All this has to be looked into. So these are the references book which you can refer, or many more books are also there related to this. You can refer all the books. And I would like to thank one and all for listening to my video so patiently. I don't know how much you have understood regarding the problems faced by SSA. If you just go through it, not only this, you might get many more ideas. Since this is not an interactive section, I can't get the feedback from you, or, or I can't note down the answers. If at all you feel that you do want to give certain suggestions or responsible for this topic, you are most welcome. Thank you all.